What's up, everyone? It's Emilio, and today, guys, we're gonna be talking about something a little different. So normally I'd be doing gameplays, but as you guys know, I like doing other things. I like being more of a variety channel. So we've done gameplays, we done music, we did a figure review. Soon I'll be releasing a movie. It is a movie, but it's like not live action. It's through Bone Lab, and I'm currently working on it. Screenshot right here. Trying to get all the footage before we get everything else. Today, guys, we are gonna do a commentary video. I've done 3 commentary videos in the past, but this would be the 4th one of now. I've done 3 in the past. I've done a series of things that annoy me, which I will be doing a 3rd part to eventually, but I think of it being things that annoy me, it'll be things that hate me, so in a way like a spiritual sequel. And I also did the Riz video, which did pretty well, I'd say. Today, guys, though, we're gonna talk about a big topic. We are going to be talking about jobs. That is right. We are going to be going over my experience with the 6 jobs I have done, interesting stories with those jobs, and explaining what I did at those jobs. Grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and listen to me yap. Job number 1, Urban Air. I worked here for a while, probably the longest job I worked at. In this job, I started off as a cashier, and then I transferred over to working at the attractions. So they had a zip line, they had a wall climbing thing, and they had trampolines. They also had go-karts, but I never did anything with go-karts. So my job for each attraction was to get the kids on there safely, and for them to have fun, and to kinda. It was a cool job. I got to pick my hours. Pay sucked though, but it was still pretty cool. A crazy experience I had at that job though. We gotta start from the beginning of the day. I woke up, I was thinking, hey, this is gonna be a normal day. I just got done doing 12-hour shifts. This is gonna be okay. I lied to myself, as I do. That day became one of the most stressful days I've ever had to deal with. It was a Saturday. So on that job, Saturdays are crazy. I hate Saturdays. They were like the one day I did not want to work on. Because on the weekdays, barely any kids would be there. On Saturdays though, oh God. Just lines and lines of kids. It was horrible, but it's okay because I get through it. But the day goes on, struggling with kids everywhere, parents being parents, a long day. I finally start working the trampoline. I'm walking around making sure the kids aren't being dumb, making sure the kids aren't being stupid. Of course, they want it to be stupid. But then again, I can't blame the kids that much because what happened, I wouldn't say is necessarily their fault. But we all know the balance beam. It's not a beam, it's a balance beam above, they either have plastic balls or cubes. This one had plastic balls. I think it's stupid to have the plastic balls because they provide 0 to none protection. At least with the foam, you get stuck in there, but it's easier to, it's more protecting. Either way, it's one of those balance beams where you have those little weapons and your goal is to knock the other person off. He got hit so hard that he messed up his neck. Now I heard kids screaming and yelling. I was like, what's going on? I go running over there as fast as I can. I get in there and they say, the kid hurt his neck and he's in the pit. I'm like, what kid? I can't see him. This kid was all the way at the bottom of the pit. So I had to get in there carefully, find the kid, and then I had to lift him out. I'll tell you right now, this kid was not light. He was not light. He was a heavy kid. But I lifted him up. I put him on the mat and I lay him there. It took us 20 whole minutes to find his mom. Job number 2, Culver's. Now, I don't really have any crazy experiences with this job. No crazy stories. But basically, my job there was dining at first. All I had to do was clean the dining. Clean the dining, refill the ice, do the dishes. That was my job. And I didn't hate it. It was pretty simple. And it would keep me busy. I would say though, I was one of the best cleaners there. I made sure everything was spotless. But eventually, They moved me and made me become a cashier. I hated being a cashier. Because what do you mean I gotta stand there my whole shift and take people's orders? And I'll tell you right now, people are annoying. And it was the worst thing I ever had to do. So I would never do it again. With enough being said, I did have one experience with this job, and it was a rivalry with a specific worker. We'll call her Mary. There's a reason why I'm calling her this. Either way, she was on the way to become a manager. I'll tell you one thing right now, this girl took her job way too seriously, and she would make it worse for everyone else. Of course, you know, there are people that liked her. I was not one of them, and she didn't like me. She was rude, disrespectful, and she had an attitude all the time. I hated working with her. But one day, this is when I was doing dining stuff, we had a rush, like back to back. And I was constantly cleaning the dining over, getting everything clean, making sure dishes are clean, making sure everything's doing all this. And I'm doing literally the best job I've ever done. Better than most of the people that work there were doing. Because I'm going to be real with you, that Culver's is the worst rated Culver's in Springs. And it's for a good reason, because most of the people there are weird. As I was saying, I was cleaning the dining, doing an amazing job. She has the audacity to tell me I'm not doing a good job and I need to pick it up. Lady, there is not one crumb on that seat. There are more crumbs coming from your mouth as you talk than there are on that seat. Third job, Slim Chickens. Now at this job, honestly, I didn't have many issues here. I enjoyed it. I don't think many of the coworkers liked me. I don't know why. I never talked to anyone. I had issues with the manager though, because this was one of those managers where if you were there to make money, they didn't really like you. But it's like, I'm sorry, if I go to a job, I'm not there to, make memories and have a good time. I'm there to make money and get out. Being a cashier, my job is to come in there with a happy face. Sometimes I'm not happy, but I will try to fake it. But it makes it really hard when we got to deal with rude customers. And I'll tell you right now, there was a lot of rude customers. Cause come on now. It ain't my fault you gotta pay 45 cents for extra sauce. And normally I let that slide, but then she started getting on me about it. So it's like, what am I supposed to do there? So yes, I made some people pay for the extra sauce. They did not like it one bit. Sometimes they'd be like, well, I'm never coming here again. And they walk away and I'd be like, all right, buddy, I come here to work. I don't come here for any other reasons. Well, now I go there to eat because it's pretty good food. And we're about to get into the juiciest story of these jobs. And this job is Louis Pizza. Now, I was in the look of a second job. I ended up coming across this job and I was like, hey, this seems simple. Delivery driver. That sounds nice. My dumbass thought, oh, I'm just gonna be delivering pizza sitting in the car waiting. No. You know what they had me doing? They had me folding boxes, making dough, making pizza. They had me cutting the pizza. They had me doing dishes. And every once in a while, delivering a pizza. The job I signed up for. Now I get it. Maybe it would be unfair for me to sit in my car all day while there's people in the kitchen cooking, cleaning, and doing all that. And I would get that if whenever I'm in the kitchen, there's nothing for me to do. We have so many workers coming in one day and it's a small kitchen. So you have one person cutting the pizza, one person making the pizzas, one person making the dough. And I'm stuck there like, well, what do you want me to do? So you know what I would do? I would find things for me to do. If it was me cleaning up, throwing the trash, I had one worker there who would not get off my ass about every little thing. She would constantly tell me, oh, don't do it this way, do it this way. Oh, don't do that, do this. Oh, don't. You're not even a manager, you're just a worker. But you want to know why I couldn't talk bad about her? I couldn't talk bad about her because the manager lived with her and had a little crush on her. And she used that to her advantage to get whatever she wanted. But you know what? It's okay. Because that's not as bad as what these workers try to say I did. You know what these workers try to say I did? They try to say I called a deaf person on the phone the R slur. How do I call someone a slur that can't even hear what I'm saying? On the phone too. And they try to pin that on me. And then everyone there hated me for something I didn't even do. Think about it, guys. Doesn't make any sense. She was deaf, yet somehow heard me call her a slur. make it make sense. But yeah, that was my experience at Louis. I've had 2 other jobs since there, Amazon and the valet job. Nothing really happened at Amazon. It was a basic job. Went in there, did my job, would leave. 12-hour shifts, hated it. But I still worked there, and it was a good job because it paid good. Sadly, I didn't get to stay. But then we had my valet job, which isn't, taking nice cars and parking them somewhere. No, it's picking up trash in apartment complexes. One apartment complex to be specific. And I didn't hate it one bit. I thought it was an okay job. I didn't hate anything about it, and I was fine with it. Realistically, I was like, this isn't bad. And I'd have someone there normally helping me because I didn't have a truck. I had a little 1999 Toyota Camry. So, not a lot of room in there for trash. But, as I was doing my job, I started realizing this is the easiest job I've ever had in my life. So why did I leave it, guys? Well, I don't know. Maybe on the fact of yes, I was making 17 an hour. I had to work once an hour. One time an hour a week. And they don't take federal taxes. So that means when taxes come in, the amount I got to pay back to the government is crazy. But then we had one day, I had to do the whole property by myself with my 1999 Toyota Camry. They said they were going to call someone to come help me after they finished their property. So I was like, okay. I started with the main building. I took everything out real quick, got it all done. Then I started going to the side buildings, got it all done. The person they sent to help didn't show up till I was done. Nearly 2 hours after I finished. All right, guys. So just wanted to say this real quick. I'm a dad now, so videos are gonna be a little slow. For right now, I'm just gonna work on one big project that I've been working on, which is a little short film that I've been making. So once that's done, I might try to get back to normal content. We'll see. But I am currently a dad right now, so it's a little difficult to do that. But also want to say all the jokes made in this video are jokes, not to be taken serious. But yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this, and just wanted to say this so you guys know why I haven't been uploading for a little while. She came a little earlier than expected. But yeah, I will see you all in the next one, which will probably be related to the movie. I'm gonna start marketing that soon, and then we'll get that going. But I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.